so far, John, during the winter months, it's been Northern California that have gotten the lion's share of rain with these storms. But this is the first storm where it's going to be the opposite. This is easily the wettest storm in Southern California this season.
It sure is, Bernie, and that is normally if even in a typical year, we'd be talking about that bringing the risk for flash flooding. But the fact that we've had these devastating wildfires around the LA area means that we have a lot of burn scars, and those are the areas that are especially susceptible to flash flooding. Look at the amounts here. We're talking about a widespread 2 to 4 inches of rain across coastal sections of California, right down into the Los Angeles basin, and then also in the higher elevations nearby, 4 to 8 inches of rain. And the bigger thing, even beyond just the amounts of rain, is going to be how fast that rain is falling. You've heard us talk about that often, and that rain rate, which could be a ½ inch or more per hour, especially in those thunderstorms, is very concerning for the risk for mudslides and life-threatening flash flooding.
John, oftentimes in California, we talk about rain as short-term pain, long-term gain. Let's go over the short-term pain first.
Unfortunately, it looks like there could be a lot of that with this setup, especially you saw on that future radar animation, Bernie, you just showed those yellows and reds. That's intense areas of rainfall that are going to persist over the same areas, first from near the Bay Area, but then by later tomorrow into portions of the LA area, poorly timed with the evening commute, with those downpours, and especially where those downpours persist. That's where those flash flooding risks will be elevated, and landslides, mudslides, and rock slides, all a concern, especially near those significant devastating wildfires that occurred near Altadena and also Pacific Palisades and surrounding areas. Places there and downhill from there are going to be especially at risk for more damage.
Now, the long-term gain is going to be the drought. We have a short-term drought in Southern California, and I'll tell you what, John, this will be the first month in several months where we're probably going to see above the historical average rainfall in Los Angeles and perhaps even in San Diego, so that's good news. Now, to review, John, just let's talk about this number that we continue to stress on the damage that these fires accrued for the economic loss of those fires in Southern California.
It was a staggering loss of $250 to $275 billion from those fast-moving, wind-driven infernos. And AccuWeather has stressed that this is going to be a long tail of impacts. And so when you look at the damage that's occurred, it's not only the damage, and some other sources are just talking about the damage that has occurred. We're talking about the long tail of medical and health impacts, and also all the impacts to businesses failing, job losses, loss of tourism dollars, and those long-term medical costs from physical and mental health issues, plus the cost of cleanups, which is going to be very significant. And now, Bernie, the concern here is that with this rainfall, the flash flooding concerns, and also we've got a lot of concern over water, polluted water, perhaps running off from these areas that that experienced the burning. So lots of problems here.
And unfortunately, John, this is going to be a problem for the next year or two. Anytime it rains heavy, those burn scars are going to be susceptible to debris flows and mudslides.
Sure is.
AccuWeather Chief Meteorologist Jonathan Porter. John, thanks for helping us break it down here this morning.